Oh, it's the hope that kills you, isn't it? Welcome back to Zekism Wrestling. I hope you're doing well. Hope you've had a lovely festive period. I certainly have. And yes, Finn Balor. I feel like I was here 12 months ago, where a report from, I think it was WrestleVotes, said that Finn Balor was in line for a massive, massive, massive push in 2025. I've got a few hours left of 2025, but I think we just saw the last Raw of the year, and yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. What did he do in the grand total of 2025? He had a WrestleMania match, which shouldn't be sniffed at. He did take the pin in that match, though, and a couple of tag team title runs, and a constant infighting storyline with the Judgment Day that's never ending. So, yeah, a bit of a I would declare an average year for Finn Balor, but here we are again, 12 months later, with a similar tease for a big push for Finn Balor in 2026. Now, there's no official report that I can see, but there are rumours doing the mill that in line with recent events, JD McDonough being injured, Dom being injured, that, well, Finn Balor's there, we could use him. So that seemingly might be the direction going forward. It's interesting. His character is interesting because it is, obviously it is in the heel category. It is firmly in the heel category because Judgment Day is de facto a heel faction, but I would argue the reactions that some of the members get are very face heavy pushes. Liv gets face push, Dom gets face reactions. I would say even Raquel gets some face reactions, and Roxanne has her fans as well. JD has ultimate respect because of the way he sells bumps, and I think he's earned the respect of the fans as well. Finn gets face reactions as well, so I would say they're tweener at this point, tweener faction who do heelish things, but people like them. There is a sort of a comfort blanket with the Judgment Day. They've been around now for so long. I mean, we've got to be topping some of the most famous factions in the world now when it comes to longevity with the Judgment Day. Anyway, long story short, we'll go to Finn Balor. He is pushed for 2026. Well, he was on Raw last night in the advert break, which we get in the international community. We get the advert breaks. And he did quite a decent promo. And he declared, JD's down with injury. Dom's down with injury. Raquel can't get it done. But that was a nice little shot. So he's going to go for singles gold in 2026. Now, that doesn't mean much of anything. I get it. These promos are just sort of filler for the international fans, you may say. However, he was looking all suited and booted, which is different from what his usual garb is. He's wearing a white shirt, nice jacket, blazer. So he was suited and booted, which they like in WWE. They like it if he's suited and booted. They sort of we notice you a little bit more. So it is interesting. I think there's been a couple of teasers over the last couple of weeks that maybe this is a big maybe. There are big things on the horizon for Finn. That maybe singles gold. Now, he referenced NXT in the promo, which is a big, because they were in Orlando, Florida last night. He referenced his NXT days. He referenced putting the brand on his back, and he was going to do similar with Judgment Day. But I think the message was clear that he's there to be used as a single star. Now, he's in his mid-40s now. He's not any younger. He's in great nick, don't get me wrong. And I think him being put out there as a locker room leader, which is what has been referenced in numerous interviews with loads of senior members of the locker room, that Finn is one of the locker room leaders and a senior figure that people look up to, alongside people like probably AJ Styles, maybe Bayley, the Usos to a certain extent, but maybe they're not the greatest role models. Won't go into that. But yeah, he referenced NXT in his promo. I think you can see the lines of the dots, but it would depend on what's happening. How long is Dom out for? And what that singles push looks like. If he's looking for championship gold, the obvious is the Intercontinental title. But who currently has the Intercontinental title? It's Dom. So is Dom going to relinquish that belt? It depends how injured he is. We just hear he's injured. He's out for a while. How long is a while? Is he going to be back at the Rumble? Is he going to be... Because if he isn't back at the Rumble, that would be a month out of action, or over a month. You've got to relinquish the title at that point, right? So I'm sure they know what the diagnosis is on Dom, whether he's going to relinquish it. As a Finn fan, I'm looking further afield though. I'm looking at the world title. It's been a while since Finn Balor has been involved in the world title scene, at least a couple of years, and I hated that program with Seth. I thought there was easy, there was an inroad there with Damian Priest with the Money in the Bank briefcase, and they were teasing it. There was interesting things going on, but the least interesting outcome happened there. And I'm not just saying this as a Finn fan, he should have won the world title. I'm saying it would have been more interesting for the dynamics within the Judgment Day if the world title was in play within that faction at that time. Anyway, long story short, we'll gloss over that. And I think, you know, we're talking about Finn Balor as a potential world title contender in 2026, which I think is what maybe he was alluding to, but maybe he was referencing the Intercontinental title, in which case that's sort of a damp squib. He's been the Intercontinental champion multiple times. I don't think he needs the belt, put it that way. I think he is a world title contender. That's where he should be looking. How long have we got left of Finn Balor? He just signed a new deal within the last 12 to 18 months. So I think his long-term future is in WWE. You sort of got to think, well, why not? Why not have him in play? Not to win it, but to be in contention. If the Vision is the faction on top, seemingly with the world title going to be around their orbit now going forward, wouldn't hurt to have some others around that area. But anyway, deluded Finn fan talking here, I think, with regards to the imaginary push, and whether 2026 is going to follow suit as to what I've been seeing over the last few years with regards to Finn, but who knows. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I think I'd probably know the answer, but am I barking up the wrong tree here? Am I imagining things that aren't there, or is this push actually going to come in 2026? Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of the extent of his push will be, and don't say tag title run, please. But it's probably likely. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Please leave a like, subscribe on the channel, and I'll see you next time.